Hi, everyone. Let's talk about a movie that I was actually very excited to see. Here's my review of the latest in the Divergent series. This one is called Allegiant. And I believe this is the third book in the series, and they are chopping the third book in half, but they're making Allegiant, and then there's going to be a final one, but there might be even another book or something. I don't know. I mean, I've never read these books. I have seen now all three films, and I like the first one, Divergent. I really thought the second film, Insurgent, was a much better movie, so I was very excited to see this one because I love Shailene Woodley. I think she's a great young actress. I love the rest of the cast. Most of them are all here. And now we have Jeff Daniels, great actor from The Newsroom and Dumb and Dumber, and he did a great job in Steve Jobs. So, a great cast. Everybody's in here. I'm not going to mention, all these people that have played brothers or sisters or lovers or enemies. Everybody's, whatever. So, of course, this one takes place pretty much right after Insurgent, and we're continuing on with this story, with the story of Triss and Floor and their love as they go on to hopefully change the world, save the world, and make it a better place. All right, so, yeah. This movie, first off, I did not like the way it looked. But I still had hope because there's my Shailene Woodley, and I love her so much. I care about the Triss character. Theo James as Four, he's a good-looking guy. He can kick some major butt, and he's a decent actor. He's all right. I like the chemistry that these two characters have. But I never really got into this film. I mean, I never felt like it really started. And like, here we go on to another adventure as there's these other communities clashing. Now that they brought down this city, there's these communities clashing. There might be a possible other people that are really controlling this. Maybe we'll find out more in the final movie if there's a final. I mean, there's going to be a final movie, but is that the final film? Who really knows? I mean, it's all about money, people. Yeah, money. But I really actually started to grow and really like these characters in these first two films. And I like the action. And I never felt like this was a movie about ideas or a message, but it was just an action movie for girls. I felt it was like an action movie with a strong female cast or female actress, Shailene Woodley. Really decent love story, nothing too crazy. But I liked that, there was not just boys fighting it out, but there was also women fighting it out. Of course, Kate Winslet was in the last few films, but now we have Jeff Daniels, who's Jeff Daniels. There you go, he's Jeff Daniels, so yay. Doesn't really do much in this film, in my opinion. He says some lines, and he looks really fierce sometimes. He yells, "No!" Okay, but he's not the Jeff Daniels that you know from The Newsroom and the Jeff Daniels you know from his past. He's not. I just didn't believe him as whatever he was in this movie. So, the music's really good. Yeah, I want to talk about the music because it was probably my favorite aspect, other than the fact that Shailene Woodley was really good in the film and carried the movie very well. It helped me to finish the film. It did help me to finish the film. But I thought the music, I liked this composer. He's worked on some of my favorites. His name is Joseph Trampenzi, and I actually met him because he worked on The Raid 2 when I went to a special screening a few years ago for The Raid 2. Met him. He worked on one of my favorite science fiction movies of all time, Oblivion. Yes. And, of course, I think he's worked on the last Divergent movie, Insurgent. I think he did, with M83, which I love M83. But he's there on his own, and I think the score is one of the strongest elements of the film. And again, helped me get through the movie. Naomi Watts is fine, and Alzus Allgart, whatever his name is, he's decent. And Zoe Kravitz, I like her. And, I said Naomi Watts. Oh, Octavia Spencer's got some nice scenes. But I did not enjoy the performance of Miles Teller. I like Miles Teller. He is great in Whiplash and The Spectacular Now. But in this film, I can't remember how he was in the last few movies. He's a character that I think I've just really forgotten. I just never cared about. But he has some really awful lines in this film. He's almost like he's trying to be the comic relief and possibly a bad guy or a good guy or whatever guy at the same time. That's, he just, I don't like what happens to him in the film. I really don't. I didn't really care about him, and I actually hated his performance in the entire film. So I'm going to be a little generous with this film, but I want to tell you my biggest complaint about the movie. I will be generous a little bit with my final rating because I really like Triss, but I'm not going to be too generous. And I'm invested in the series. I care. I mean, you've taken someone, a non-believer, and made them believe in this series. And now I feel with this film, they have really made me feel ashamed for being a believer in the Divergent series with this film. This is not a terrible movie by any means, but this is a step down from the last couple movies. Here is my final and major problem with this series. Not the series. I like the first two films a lot. With this movie. And hopefully, now that we've gotten this out of the way, they'll have a final finish, I hope. But I did not believe in the special effects. It looked like a computer had just blown up in our faces with all the CGI all over my face, and I just couldn't. I was like, I can't see anymore because it just like doesn't look good, and I don't like anything that looks in this. It is bad green screen. I mean, bad as green as my shirt. It looked that bad, in my opinion. But it just did not look good in the special effects department, and that was the most distracting thing in the entire film. I did not believe in what was happening because of that major distraction. And it's hard because I now feel really conflicted. I think that these great storytellers who have really interesting ideas and they put these young people in these horrible, awful situations and they fall in love, I feel like they can build up these great stories, but they just don't know how to finish these stories. And that's my... I mean, it was sad to see that happen to the Hunger Games series, which I absolutely loved until the end. And I'm really scared, man. I'm really scared this is going to happen to the Divergent series because I've actually invested time into this, you know? And it sucks. It sucks. But I still believe in Shailene Woodley, and I still believe in Triss. And for some reason, I still believe in Ford because I think he's a really decent action star and gets around and does his thing. I believe in their love. It kind of saves me, hopefully, to however this is going to end. I'm going to have some low expectations for the final film, so hopefully it's just a better send-off than what we've gone through in this movie. This is just a shame because I really wanted to believe it. One of the things that concerns me before I actually close is they can, in this world, they have the technology to create all these amazing things, you know, from getting into a room, you know, where you can see this whole world and this virtual world, and you actually can step into what's going on in the other areas of this film. You know, what these characters will do. They can fly around in these amazing ships. They have these really crazy buildings, and they can do all these amazing things, but for some reason, they can't help but have the world still be in a devastation, and the world is coming to an end. It seems like they can do all these things, but the world's still going to come to an end. I just don't get that. Whatever. That's just a nitpick. I really don't feel like that's a major complaint, just a nitpick. But it wouldn't bother me as much as if I loved this movie. But I don't. I kind of just like it a little bit. And for that, thanks to Shailene Woodley and Triss, but I still believe in her, I'm going to be very kind and give the Divergent series Allegiant. I'm going to give it 2.5 stars out of 4. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and share this video. And also, please check out these amazing movie websites. And if you enjoyed this review, please click here to subscribe to my channel, and also please check out all my recent reviews right here on YouTube. Have a great day, live film, find peace, happiness, and harmony in anything and everything you do, and I'll talk to you at my next movie review.